Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey,
Hey, guys.
and the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
Hashtag Steam sale.
And I'm your host, Scribe, the Lord of Punishment. Hello, chat. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good week so far and a good week to come. I'll tell you ahead of time, given a couple of the top stories of the day, both within our sphere and elsewise. It's going to be kind of a heavy show, at least at the beginning. So just a warning, trigger warning, if you need it, I suppose. Not that I really care about trigger warnings, but all the same. If the title did not give you a clue, yeah, I've got two stories involving water that are not happy stories. So we'll do those first, and then we'll move on. But before we get to that, Satsu, how are you doing?
Pretty good. And as you said, it has been kind of a heavy day.
Mm-hmm. And Monkey, how are you?
Not too bad. A little bit of a headache. How you doing, man?
It's been an interesting day in the old sort of like I may live an interesting time sort of curse way. Had some work drama that I won't go into the details of. Nothing catastrophic, but very disheartening. So that was fun. Nothing that affects me directly per se, but just kind of a downer overall. Sorry to be so cryptic, but just the way it is. Elsewise, my sister is in good shape. She got a job offer that is ridiculously well compensated should she decide to take it. But now she gets to do the fun part of negotiating with her current employer. And she was very excited about this news, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed for her that whichever decision she makes, everything turns out well. And the position that she's in probably will. So good for her. Other than that, yeah. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button if you have not already. And well, at least 2/4 of you. Sorry, 2/4. 2/4. What the fuck? 2/3 of you haven't hit that like button. And I was an English major, guys, not a math major. And please share our stuff. All of us in our own ways have things to share and spread around, either in our libraries or recently. So please do. And please do, because YouTube don't. When it comes to algorithms, you guys are our best advertisement. If you like our stuff or any other content creator that you particularly appreciate. So all that being said, anything else to plug and or cover before we get into the wonderful world of schnuzz?
No.
All right.
Hi,
Well,
Sinatra.
Hello.
It's Sinatra. Thanks for joining us.
I made it.
Your
Yay.
army's in the chat.
What?
So your army's in the chat.
Good army.
Oh, did the Snoots,
Yeah, the
The
Sinatras
Sinatras
are here raiding us.
the Sinazis?
Good Raiders.
And I just demonetized my own show. There you go.
Oh. Make sure you
well,
give Scribe some super chat stuff.
Oh, it's fine. Something I don't do often enough when we have a guest on. Sinatra, on the off chance that there's anybody in the chat that has no idea who you are, tell us about you, your channel, and what you do.
My name is Sinatra. I have a dog, and she's cute. And I know Satsu IRL.
Okay, well, there you go, guys.
Super. No, I have a political channel where I just discuss whatever I happen to be interested in discussing, and a creepypasta channel where I narrate stories.
Yeah, but Sinatra is one of the several individuals who got swept up in the recent total channel demonetization. So if you go check out his channel and you like his stuff, whenever he does a live stream, or if you are so inclined, he does have a Patreon. So there you go.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Terry Diamantis. Okay. So Sinatra says to do something, yes, just do it. That is some kind of power you've got there.
Well,
Yeah,
Sinatra,
kinda.
tell them to hit the like button.
Guys, smash
true.
that like button.
That's true.
I'm watching it right now. It's at 88. I want to see that
Yeah.
at least at 110.
Well, we went from 45 to 88 within about 3 minutes, so I'm good on that. So thank you, guys. But like I said, per the title of the stream, which sounds kind of poetic when I look at it now, it's kind of a heavy day. Now, I I will, full disclosure, I had no idea who this guy was until the story was that he was missing. So I don't have any particular connection to it, but that's beside the point, because when a story like this comes out, I have had similar events happen in my personal life. So obviously it harkens back to those things. Never fun. But body pulled from the East River is that of missing YouTuber Etika. Am I saying that correctly?
I believe so.
I think it's Etika.
Etika. All right. I'll try to make that. New York police say. Not much of the story here, but here you go. A body pulled from the East River has been identified as that of missing YouTuber Desmond Amofa. I hope I'm saying that right. Better known by his online name, Etika, New York police said Tuesday. The body was recovered Monday near the South Street Seaport in Manhattan. A backpack and phone believed to belong to Amofa were found on the Manhattan Bridge on Sunday. Amofa, 29, was last heard from Wednesday night, according to New York Police Department. He vanished after posting a video to his channel in which he appeared to express suicidal thoughts, prompting concern among his fans. The video has since been taken down. Amofa had more than 130,000 subscribers on YouTube, where he vlogged about video games. And that is the totality of CNN's story. Were you guys fans of his, watch his stuff?
I've seen a lot of his content. I didn't like a lot of it because he was kind of loud and obnoxious, but he had a lot of reaction videos to certain things that I've reacted to, that I related to. But the biggest thing for me is the fact that he was on DLive streaming like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I just happened to see him because I'm like, holy shit, he's over here too? And I actually sat and watched for a while. And it seemed like business as usual, but that's how it usually goes, because this stuff really kind of comes out of nowhere on you. So yeah, it's pretty fucked.
Yeah. Like I said, I've had a couple of incidents in my personal life where someone has taken their own life. And I won't deny that there have been times in my own life where I came close to doing something awful to myself for various reasons. Thankfully, I didn't. And for anybody out there that is struggling with similar things, first off, it is no shameful thing to seek help. There's plenty of people out there that can help. And if you are, by any chance, thinking of harming yourself in any way, shape, or form, please don't. I mean, I know it sounds cheesy and sort of corny to say that, but please, there's no benefit to it, either to yourself and certainly not to the people who care about you. And whatever is troubling you, whatever has you down at the moment, trust me. The old saying my mother used to use, and I'm sure came from elsewhere: "This too shall pass." There's rarely anything in life that either cannot be managed or overcome, or is not simply a transitory state of affairs. So anyway, I'll stop monologuing for a second. Thank you, Lamented Guide. Smash that like button. Yes, thank you. 125. Sinatra controls all your minds.
That's right.
Anything you guys want to add or mention?
No, I didn't know the guy. I started becoming aware of him a little while ago when he was acting crazy and people started suggesting he was doing it for attention.
Mm.
I don't have much to add other than I feel for his family. And Scribbles, I'm here, but I'm going to be eating, so I'm going to mute so you don't have to hear me doing that.
Well, I appreciate that.
Maybe we want to hear you eat.
No, this is not that kind of ASMR channel.
It's not a mukbang.
Is that what it's called?
Mukbang, yeah. This situation, it's interesting because a lot of people are comparing it, like are saying that the mental health, people failed him, and that, people should be paying more attention and reaching out and stuff like that. But by his own admission, he said that he was actively avoiding help from anybody and just pretending that everything was okay. And he said he didn't even realize, like, one of the first things he said in his video was like, I never thought that I'd even be thinking about killing myself. Suicide was never on my mind. It just happened, so I don't know. It's like people are combining the situations and just saying this is like your run of the mill, he needed help, but nobody saw it situation. I'm like, no, this is very different. This is one of those putting yourself in denial, refusing to accept the reality of your situation and everything crashing down around you immediately. And it's fucked, man, because there was nothing really anybody could do. And a lot of people are saying that they could have. He could have. The only person who could have stopped him is him in this situation.
Thank you, Point Curation. See Rachel Moorfield for the experience of survivors. It is one of anguish. Life is better with you in it. You have worth. Yeah. And, you know, one of the, like I said, one of the complications of this is that the guy was an entertainer. So trying to, you know, delineate between where the act ended and real life began with someone who is doing a show and things like that. It's never all that easy to do. But yeah, you know, it's the old, another old, I'm full of old sayings tonight. A locked door only keeps out an honest man. If someone's wanting to do something awful, either to other people or to themselves, there's very little you can do to stop it. I mean, if you are someone who is in their life and you can notice such things and you can try to intervene, but ultimately, yeah, there's not much you can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else, gentlemen, or shall we move on?
Let's move on.
Okay. Well, as noted, I have another story that involves a different river and a different sad outcome. There was some talk of this the other day, but now we have photographs that are going around that are distressing. What the heck is that?
Sinatra probably muted his mic. Unmuted.
So when he mutes his mic, we get a whole bunch of noise?
No, it's like mine. Whenever I press the button to mute my mic and I turn
it adjusts back. Okay. So, shocking image emerges of migrant father and child drowned at the U.S.-Mexico border. A horrific photo from the U.S. border with Mexico shows a Salvadoran father and his daughter face down in the water, having drowned while trying to get to the United States.
I'm going to pull a monkey on you guys and eat real quickly, too, while muted. This story really got my appetite going.
Oh, boy.
Wow, thanks. Thanks for that. This stream is now rated R because of Sinatra's perverted joke. The young girl is tucked inside her father's shirt, her right arm around his neck as they lie near the shore. They were discovered on the Mexican side of the Rio Grande. The government of El Salvador identified them as Oscar Alberto Martinez and his daughter Angie Valeria M. The child was 2 years old. In the photo, the bodies have come to rest near a riverbank where 5 discarded beer cans and an empty soda bottle sit in the tall reeds. Another beer can floats next to the girl's body. Salvadoran officials said the father and daughter drowned on Sunday. Their bodies were found Monday. Salvadoran Minister of Foreign Affairs Alexandra Hill said the government is working with Mexican authorities to repatriate the remains. She called on those who plan to migrate to the United States illegally to refrain from doing so. Quote, "Our country is in mourning again. I beg you, to all the families, parents, don't risk it," she said. "Life is worth a lot more," unquote. And that's all for that one. Thank you, Cryptic. And on a lighter note, did you hear about the blind prostitute? Well, you got to hand it to her. Womp womp.
So, are we... Should I expect us to get some stories about how this is America's fault and ICE's fault or some shit like that? How we're murdered by them?
I don't know. It's just... And of course, this is just one of the more visible ones because there's photos. You know, there have been countless other stories that don't make it to the news of people dying in the desert of dehydration. Or, you know, we had that story like last year, or maybe it was even longer ago now. And it's not a unique story where people were smuggled across the border in some kind of big panel van or something, and they got locked up and suffocated to death, or or heat exhaustion or something. The lady in El Salvador, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth your life trying to get across the border to here where you're going to. I mean, just follow the rules, for crying out loud. I just don't.
And like you said, this one's visible. Like it has there's a photo attached to it or whatever, but this is the shit that pisses me off because now people are like, oh no, that's so sad. I'm like, this is happening every day. You are encouraging these people to do this. You are encouraging them to do this, and then you're like, oh God, let's horror. See, this is why we need to do something. Like, no, this is why they need to stop.
Well, to answer your question, Satsu, we've already read about how it's our fault that immigrants die in the desert and stuff.
Yeah.
We read one of those not too long ago, actually.
So what are we supposed to do?
Fault.
Are we supposed to go pick them up and bus them here and just give them a house? Like, what are we supposed to do? That's a logical explanation.
To stop them from dragging their families across ridiculous distances. And
well, you know, we can't go into Mexico and manage their immigration problem because let's remember, they violated the immigration laws of Mexico first.
Right.
And depending on where their point of origin was, any number of countries in between. And yeah, what do you do if just like I said with the last story, if someone is willing to risk their life to do something stupid, there's very little you can do to stop them. You know, especially if they're already breaking rules to do it. And Satsu, you're right. You know, there will be blame handed down in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know who, but it's inevitable that somehow this is America's fault or Trump's fault or our laws are to blame or whatever else. Our broken immigration system is why this happened or something like that. It's like, no. This is someone doing something stupid and putting their child at risk, just like so many other things. America had nothing to do with it. It's all the people encouraging people that there is salvation to be had if you can just get across that line. You'll have immediate shelter and a stay here, and maybe you'll win the lottery of claiming asylum and it'll work. And then this is the result. You know, it doesn't happen to everybody that tries to do it, but it happens to. I mean, how many little kids or just people in general have to die before you start saying, "Look, guys, follow the rules." Okay, we have a way to do this that at least allows you the possibility maybe of getting in. It's not a guarantee. There's also, hey, maybe just try to become a citizen legitimately. Jump through the hoops. I understand. Just as an observer, and I've talked about this before. I've had coworkers who are currently in the country legally now, and residents and or citizens, who had to go through the ridiculous Kafkaesque Byzantine fucking maze that is our immigration system. Jump through all the hoops to finally get here legally, bring their families over, become citizens, or become legal residents. I understand it's not easy, but that's beside the point. Not easy and death or incarceration? Come on. So
they don't look at it like that. They don't look at it as not easy. They look at it as racist.
No, I'm talking about the people trying to get here. I'm not talking about the protesters or the advocates or whatever else they want to call themselves.
So am I.
The people coming here see it as racist?
Yeah, sure.
I hadn't heard that one.
Well, that they have to go through the system in the first place. But here's the thing that puzzles me. The reason that they pass through all these other places that they could also stay at too, by the way, is because these other places that they're passing through also have immigration laws. And them staying there would also be illegal. So they keep moving to try to get here because this is the easiest place to stay at under those parameters. But people just completely forget or ignore that shit.
Thank you, Lamented Guide. Immigrate here illegally? Crazy idea, huh? Yeah, tell me about it. And Cryptic, thank you. Deport them all into shark tanks. No. No. They're not going to go before a panel of people and try to pitch a business. Okay, just not going to happen. Anyway. Yeah, so I've monologued enough. It just... God, you know, between the first story where somebody just like runs out of hope and does something destructive themselves, and then people who go like through desperate means to do something they could do legally, if truthfully, slowly to get to the final goal. But is that really worth putting a 2-year-old child at risk? You know, I have nothing but sympathy for the children that are put in danger by their parents, and nothing but antipathy for the parents that do it. Anyway. Shall I move on?
Yep.
I couldn't agree with you.
Okay, let's move on to something less tragic, but
real quick before you go on, you bring up a good point. it's the children are not making these decisions.
No,
Children are completely innocent in
Yeah.
every form of the word. It is all on these parents. And these parents are willing to drag their child across the desert, possibly kill them, because some asshole here said, yeah, come on over. It's retarded.
Yeah. Or either because they said come on over, or they've been misled on their side of the equation that somehow it's just show up and you're done, or because some horrible situation is happening in their country that their own countrymen aren't either willing or able to resolve for themselves, and the desperation drives them this direction. But regardless of whatever drove them to that point, when you're standing on that riverbank looking at fast flowing water and you've got your 2-year-old on your shoulders, you made the choice to walk in. Whatever else is behind you, the only thing that's ahead of you is a likely death, and you're choosing to do that. And that's the part that I just like, okay, maybe where you're coming from is an absolute war zone. Maybe whatever you're running from is indeed deadly, whether it's gangs or something else. But you chose to step into those waters with a baby on your back. I could go on. Let's move on to something else. How about a corrupt politician?
Those are always.
You guys, now, am I mistaken in thinking that this guy at one point was campaigning for president or something? Because his name sounds familiar. I could be mistaken. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Representative Duncan Hunter used campaign funds for affairs.
I don't know if he was running for president. He's been in the news quite a few times.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what he was known for prior to this, because I could have sworn his name was significant for some other reason. So if somebody has any idea, like prior to scandal, what he was, anyway. Embattled Representative Duncan Hunter used campaign funds to pay for extramarital affairs with lobbyists and congressional staffers, prosecutors in California alleged in a court filing Monday. The salacious revelation joins a host of other charges levied against the California Republican, who pleaded not guilty last year on counts of wire fraud, falsifying records, and campaign finance violations. Hunter's wife, Margaret, who also faced federal charges, pleaded guilty earlier this month and agreed to cooperate with prosecutors. Representative Hunter has denied the previous allegations against him. The filing, submitted as part of a series of motions by California prosecutors on evidence they hope to use in a trial scheduled to begin in September, provides detailed accounts of 5 different affairs, including one with a woman who worked in Hunter's congressional office. According to the filing, Hunter and the unnamed staffer, quote, occasionally spent nights together at his office, unquote, and went on dates funded by campaign cash. One night in 2015, at a Washington, D.C. bar known for indoor mini golf, Hunter spent $202 in campaign funds for drinks and snacks, the filing says. Prosecutors. Yes.
Did you just say a bar with indoor golf?
Indoor mini golf.
I want to burn it down.
Why? What's wrong with that?
Because that's just too much for one place to have.
A bar with indoor mini. I mean, it sounds like a shrunken down version of Chuck E. Cheese.
Yep. No bar should have that kind of power.
Prosecutors describe another affair with a lobbyist that included a rendezvous at a ski resort near Lake Tahoe in 2010, paid for in large part by campaign funds. Hunter also went on a double date road trip with the lobbyist and another couple, which included another congressman. He spent $905 in campaign funds on a hotel bar tab and the room he shared with the woman. The filing says, wait, $905 on a bar tab and the room.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dear Christ.
You're rolling cheap, dude.
Wait, can you repeat that bar tab? I was coughing.
$905.
Holy shit.
Now, granted, that might have just been supplementing some larger bill. Like he paid, I don't know, but either way. Hunter agreed to step down from his congressional committee assignments when he was first indicted, though he later went on to win re-election, defeating his Democratic opponent after a campaign widely criticized for its anti-Muslim themes. CNN has reached out to Hunter's congressional office for comment on the affair allegations. Let's see now. What was the wife at trial for? Doesn't say. Maybe it's buried in here somewhere. Either way, there you go. He's in deep shit.
Why? How many more people are we going to hear about campaign finance fuck ups?
Oh, it'll never stop. I mean, financial corruption in our politics. Come on, for a free slush fund worth of cash just sitting there.
Yeah, that's true.
They just write it off like, oh yeah, this was an exploratory trip into kind of the lobbyists' nether regions. You know, whatever. Yeah, you can if you can write something off as anything onto a giant account full of money that's not yours but you have access to and can justify in some way. Doesn't matter what the occupation or the situation, you will find a way, or someone will find a way, I should say.
Well, there's also the point with that where I wonder how many of these candidates actually know the laws regarding campaign finance and fuck it up majorly, and instead of just coming out and going, "Oh yeah, sorry, that was me. I'll pay the tab," then try to hide it. You know, it's the cover up that gets you, never the crime.
Yeah.
Now, in his case, I'm betting he probably knew, but we've seen quite a few of these lately, and it usually involves a first-term congressperson who's doing really stupid shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how much they actually know they're breaking the law half the time.
Yeah, but ignorance is not a defense, especially if you're
I
a fucking
agree.
congressman.
I agree. How about you only spend it on? If you're curious, ask. You have people who will tell you.
Yeah.
There's a whole government agency that'll answer those questions for you.
Like, hey, can I spend this money on this hooker? No.
No, you may not. See, it's really easy.
See, I feel like you could do so much more with that money. Hey, can I go buy a fucking Sega with this? Maybe.
One that works.
Now, what? Okay, if you're going to be a corrupt politician, what you need is patience.
Good.
You don't spend campaign money while you're in office. What you do is you spend 2 terms, if you're successful, 6 years, whatever the hell it is, gain enough influence and lobbyists that want to fuck you, but don't fuck them and don't spend campaign money on them. Wait until you're out of office and then hook up with the lobbyists while you get a lobbying job that pays you 20 times more than what you were making as a politician, and then go have the affairs. And then you don't have to worry about breaking the law. That's all. These guys get greedy and impatient, and they're like, "Oh my god!" So yeah, what an
You
idiot.
forgot the most important step. Ignore your penis.
Well, it's obviously difficult for some people over others. I'd make a great corrupt politician because I wouldn't do anything corrupt while I was in office. You know, I mean, not anything on paper anyway. So yeah.
Well, I was about to say, from that, by definition, you would be a bad, corrupt politician.
Well, yeah. I know. Well, no, you see, you line things up. You look at the long game. The problem with, and I know I'm being a bit cynical, sarcastic here, but it's pragmatically true. If you're going to do something like that, you got to look at you set up the cards in your favor so that once you're out of office, you have a pathway to a better situation than when you first got into office. That's the kind of legal corruption you can take part in without actually violating any laws, short of making promises or some kind of pay-for-play thing that actually happens while you're in office.
Scribe would make an awesome criminal.
Nah, I'd make a horror. My conscience would not let me sleep, and I like sleeping.
You should be a criminal consultant.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I've talked about this before. For like a decade, I played Vampire the Masquerade in a LARP. Okay, and when I wasn't playing a character that was corrupt, I was helping run the game and coming up with storylines about corruption and politics and conspiracies and everything else. And it is amazing how creative you can get when you put a problem in front of you. It's like, okay, how would I be a vampire and get away with it in the real world? How would I do X, Y, and Z just as a thought experiment? And there's this great line from a movie. I think it was called The Heist or something. I know it was was Danny DeVito in it? It was a Gene Hackman movie. I think it was called The Heist or The Score or something. Anyway, there's a line in there where the younger thief turns to the older, more experienced thief, Gene Hackman, and he says, "Hey, you know that job, that bank heist job that happened over at that place? How did you pull that off?" And the guy says, "Well, I imagined a guy smarter than myself, and I asked myself, what would he do?" It's a great little thought. So yeah, and I've had a corrupt mind for so many things for so long, but I could never actually pull it off as as myself.
That sounds exactly like something a criminal would say.
Exactly.
It does.
Yeah.
Are you giving testimony right now?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I plead the fifth.
He got us all looking at you a little side-eyed.
No. Hey, for somebody that reads a bunch of true crime books, like just out of morbid curiosity, and has been fascinated by serial killers for most of his life, I got a lot of crazy shit up in my head that never actually makes it to the real world because it's all just thoughts. Oh, and then my phone beeps at me.
So don't piss Scribe off. Okay.
That's right. I have a diabolical mind. I got stories I could tell about how I've helped other people do devious things, but that's another time.
Please don't. We don't want you to go to jail. We need
No, nope, no illegal stuff. No. That's the thing. Doing something devious that's not illegal is the best part. Okay. All right. Moving on to I'll do this quick because
figures he'd want to get off topic.
Yeah. No, this is still on topic. It's about politics. Also, it's from our favorite friend at CNN, Chris Eliza.
The lizard.
The totally obvious reason why Donald Trump picked Stephanie Grisham. Probably because she's hot, I'm going to guess.
Probably.
If you don't know who Stephanie Grisham is, well, she's replacing Sarah Huckabee Sanders. President Donald Trump is not a complicated guy. He likes people who like him. He hates people who don't like him. And he trusts a very small group of people, mostly members of his own family, and a very few aides who have been with him from the start. Okay. Which is why it makes total and complete sense that Trump picked Stephanie Grisham to be the new White House press secretary and communications director on Tuesday. Grisham has been a member of Trump World since the summer of 2015 when she signed on as traveling press secretary. She went on to become a close confidant of not just the president, but, just as importantly, First Lady Melania Trump, for whom she has served as communications director. And that is about as much information as Chris Eliza has to offer us that's actually meaningful, because then he goes in for 4 more paragraphs kind of reiterating shit and quoting other people.
So let me guess.
Yeah.
No. I might be surprised by this answer, but we'll see. Is it unusual for them to pick somebody that they trust?
It's not unusual to pick someone you trust. Thank you, Cryptic. You like that? All right.
Son of a bitch.
Thank you, Cryptic. Ask a lesbian what LGBTQ stands for. You won't get a straight answer. Well
played.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's not much of a story. It's like, well, they needed a communications director / press secretary. They had somebody that had some experience already in the inner circle. Ta-da. Also, she's not too hard on the eyes. Let's put it that way.
These stories just fuck me up, man, because it's just like a person in the president's seat did the thing that other presidents did, and it's like news. No.
Yeah. Who else is he going to pick? I mean, just some rando off the street? No, he's going to pick somebody that's been around and knows, and he has some confidence in. And that's not going to be just. He's not going to go out and pull, Milo Yiannopoulos out of the woodwork or something. It's going to be somebody close to him. So there you go. Big story, Chris. Wow, good analysis. You really get paid the big bucks, legit.
Isn't that the same guy who said, if a candidate gets more votes, they'll win?
No, that was Harry Enton. That was see Chris Eliza and Harry Enton are like 2 peas in a pod. Both of them have been, pontificators and prognosticators for politics for some time. They're friends in real life, I guess. And just recently, Harry Enton got a job at CNN, probably because Chris Eliza sort of pulled him in. But they're both geniuses when it comes to politics and analysis, as it were.
Yeah, I can tell.
Anyway, guys, we're going to move on to MSS News. So if you guys have news stories you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSS News. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but I will do my best. And we will start with... The what now?
I just found one. I'm going to tweet it under the hashtag MSS.
Oh my gosh, Satsu. No, I mean Sinatra. I get all the S words get mixed up.
Dude, he called me Scribe like 3 times.
I know.
Yeah, I almost called you Scribe like 3 times.
Yeah, well, all of us here in one form or another have screwed our names up at one time or another. So that's fine.
You have called him Scribe at least twice.
Yeah.
Shut up, monkey.
I was there. I'm a witness. I'm the only non-S person here.
Bitch.
Okay. Non-S. All right. That's true. You know, between, let's see, there's Scribe and Satsu and Sinatra and SDA, and I'm sure there's
Sweebo.
somebody else.
Yes,
What? Sweebo. Uh-oh, Sweebo Jones. Sweebo Jones. All right. This one comes from the Angry Illinoisian. It's about a kitty cat, so I'm hoping it's a happy story. Not really, but a little lost kitten winds up in the stickiest mess. A man was walking past a dumpster in Athens, New York on Thursday when he suddenly heard very faint, tiny cries and decided on a whim to check it out. He kneeled down and peered under the dumpster and discovered a tiny 3-week-old kitten completely stuck in tar and fighting for her life. Knowing he couldn't just leave her there, the man crawled under the dumpster and worked for an hour to free the tiny kitten, later named Lucky. She was so covered in tar that she couldn't move at all or do a single thing except utter little kitten cries. When she was finally free, she was immediately rushed to Animal Kind Rescue, where shocked rescuers quickly set about trying to save her life. Quote, we immediately gave her fluids due to her fragile condition and the heat of the day. Katrin Hecker, founder of Animal Kind, told The Dodo, that's the subheading here of MSS News, I guess. Then we washed her with warm water and Dawn soap, but all of her limbs were stuck together. Then 4 people cleaned her with mineral oil and washed her with Dawn for 3 hours. It took a lot of time and patience, but Lucky's rescuers were eventually able to get all of the thick tar off of her body. Since she was so young and had already been through so much, everyone was worried she might not make it. But as the hours and days wore on, Lucky proved again and again that she was a fighter and planned on making a full recovery. Well, that's lovely. Poor little kitty. But she's so tiny little kitty. Can't help myself but talk baby talk when I see a cute little kitty. Thank you, Sanguine. Shut up, monkey. What are things you can't say with a super chat? Oh, I see. Okay. Now experiment away, I suppose.
Cryptic, did that last story make you hungry?
That cat is so adorable.
I know, isn't it? I mean, it's a little pathetic in the wounded spot, all the same. Next to that dog, it's like, oh my God, look at that kitty. Itsy
That
bitsy
is
kitty.
going right for Friday's Ghost Boo.
Itsy bitsy kitty. Okay, moving on. This one comes from Frosted Glass. Vice.com. Oh boy. Cities with more hateful tweets have more hate crimes, study finds.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Hate speech on social media has long been considered an internet problem, one for users to tolerate and content moderators to deal with.
Well,
but a new study
use
connects
a VPN for Twitter. You can't use a VPN for a hate crime. So I wonder how they're going to get around that.
That's also true. But a new study connects online and offline discrimination, linking hate speech on Twitter to rates of real-life hate crimes. So yeah, like Sinatra says, if you got a whole bunch of people in like I don't know, Minnesota, who are using a VPN that puts them in New York and they're saying a bunch of shit, then that matches up with New York. So which is it? Let's see. Strangely enough, researchers from New York University's Tandon School of Engineering and College of Global Public Health, holy cats, studied tweets from 100 U.S. cities, finding that higher rates of race-based hate speech on Twitter related to higher rates of hate crimes in cities. Using machine learning, researchers used Twitter's API to analyze 1% of public tweets from 2011 to 2016, a total of 532 million tweets.
Damn it, you should have done that like The Price is Right.
Oh, sorry.
Can we guess tweets?
I've done those. I've done like guess the thing before. I apologize. They designed an algorithm to sort out 2 types of tweets using race-based discriminatory language, which they called targeted, those that directly espouse discriminatory views, and self-narrative, which simply described or commented on discrimination. Blah, 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 blah. This goes on for quite a while, but yeah. So this one study determined that tweets align with known recorded hate crimes in particular areas, I guess.
I wonder if those are real hate crimes.
You could also say that the amount of Kleenex used in these places also aligns with hate crimes.
Yeah.
Correlation does not equal causation, et cetera, et cetera. So
It does.
just because someone, yeah, if someone in Sheboygan used a racial slur, that does not mean they then went out and committed a racial hate crime. I don't know what exactly they're trying to say, except saying, "Oh, the cultures of these places are inherently racist."
Well, no, they're doing the same thing that they're doing with video games or violent. They're trying to pull stuff that are happening on the internet, harmless shit that hurts literally no one, and trying to correlate it with actual violence that people face in the real world. So,
I already love this story, and I haven't even read the story yet. This one comes from Massive Dynamics. Oh boy.
No.
Well, I am glad to know there are people out there looking out for the rest of us. Pennsylvania man allegedly built a bomb to warn about aliens who plan to destroy the planet.
Good for him.
Huh.
A man allegedly placed a homemade bomb behind a Pennsylvania hotel on Sunday and claimed it was a warning that aliens will destroy the planet if humans didn't start being good people, police said. And by the way, person who wrote this, you have to put a close quote at the end of the quote, just so you know, it threw off my brain. David Oxenreiter.
That is one hell of a name.
Did you have any relatives that died of dysentery by any chance? Was taken into custody by state troopers after they responded to the scene at the Bainey House in Myerstown, a city roughly 25 miles north of Lancaster, where he reportedly lives. Oxenreiter, that is a great name, allegedly told the hotel manager that he made an explosive device and was keeping it in his room. Okay, the manager told him to remove it from the building, and Oxenreiter allegedly placed it next to the dumpster outside the hotel.
He did what they asked.
That's true. Oxenreiter told investigators he encountered aliens and a UFO in 2014. He claimed the aliens told him, quote, "Humans need to start being good people, or else they were going to destroy the Earth with a nuclear laser beam," unquote. Okay, so this guy, when he was like 7, saw the day the Earth stood still, and then it became reality to him. All right.
What if the aliens actually did contact this guy?
I know, right? It's the whole thing. Like the guy came out of the desert and said, "God spoke to me." Well, how do you prove they didn't? I don't know. I can't wait to see the nuclear laser beam.
Yes,
it's explosive.
The humans have to be good people, or we're going to eradicate them.
Yeah, there you go. So to behave. Yeah, don't be good people just to be good people. Be good people because you have an incentive to be. That's really genuine, don't you know? That's right up there with that Pascal's wager thing. Let's see. We talked about that one. Okay. This one comes from Quinn Harrison. Man dubbed the Big Box Bandit, wanted for robberies in several states, including Indiana.
That's almost as cool as Oxenreiter.
Big Box Bandit, Oxenreiter, yeah. Federal authorities are searching for a man wanted in connection with bank robberies in several states, including Indiana. Why? What is including Indiana and several? Why bring up Indiana? Is this an Indiana news station? Is that what this is?
Is Indiana not a state?
I don't know why they just singled that one out.
Scribe hates Indiana.
No, I'm just wondering, like, why
everybody hates Indiana.
I don't know. Anyway, well, Pete Buttigieg's having some troubles over there. Anyway, the suspect, dubbed the Big Box Bandit, is wanted by the Federal Bureau of Investigation for robberies in Tennessee, North Carolina, and Indiana. He is also wanted for carjacking. The FBI says the man robbed a FSNB bank branch inside a Clinton, Tennessee Walmart in May. A few days later, the same man entered into another branch of the same bank inside a Kingsport, Tennessee Walmart. In both cases, he demanded be placed inside a manila envelope. You mean money? You mean money be placed? He demanded be placed. Okay. Investigators were able to connect the suspect to a May 31st robbery at a bank. Jesus Christ. Okay. Reading it as it's written. Investigators were able to connect the suspect to a May 31st robbery at a bank robbery.
Huh.
Inside a Walmart in Shelbyville, Indiana. The suspect was also connected to a bank robbery in Candler, North Carolina.
Was that one at a bank as well?
It might have been as a bank robbery as well. I don't know. The robbery might have taken place at a bank robbery. It's possible. I don't know.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. So anyway, the police say the suspect has been seen driving a blue older model Ford Taurus. That's really specific. Yeah, and that's a very, very rare breed. Okay, so moving on. Who's next here? This one comes from Gorkon. I swear to God, that sounds like an alien bad guy name from like the last Starfighter or something. Gorgon. Wayfair sold furniture to migrant detention centers. Now employees are staging a walkout.
Oh, I saw that earlier, and I was just like, "Wow, that's stupid."
What is Wayfair? The e-commerce housewares company Wayfair, okay, has now been targeted by the left for selling furniture to U.S. migrant detention centers at the southern border. According to the Boston Globe, employees outraged by the business practice will be staging a walkout and have garnered massive support on social media from the likes of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who made headlines recently by equating migrant detention centers with Nazi concentration camps. Wait a second. You provide furniture and you're going to do a walkout so furniture is not provided?
Well, this is the thing. The business practice. That business practice being selling furniture to people who want to buy it.
Quote, employees of the Boston-based online housewares giant Wayfair announced Tuesday that they would stage a walkout at the company's Back Bay offices Wednesday to protest the company's decision to sell furniture to operators of facilities for migrant children detained at the southern U.S. border.
You know what? I hope they fire all of them.
It's not like this company is supporting apartheid or something. They're giving chairs and beds and God knows what else to people that need them at a detention center.
Oh my God. That's not even the fucked up part. Did we forget that these people were just bitching that the kids at the border were living in inhumane and unfurnished, horrible situations, and that was the reason for their objection? The places were not suitable for kids to be. They were not fit. And they're like, okay, well, we'll get some furniture for this place. Yes, but any place you buy it from, we'll protest because we don't want furniture for those poor children.
You know, when I hear this, I cannot help but think of that meme where it's a guy just standing there saying, I'm mad. And someone goes, here's a solution. And he smacks it down. He's like, I don't want a solution. I just want to be mad.
Well, here's the example. An anonymous Wayfair employee told the Boston Globe that people were, quote unquote, disheartened to learn last week that BCFS, the government contractor managing the detention centers, placed a $200,000 order for bedroom furniture. Quote, we were disheartened and concerned about Wayfair's business, said an employee. Okay, cut off your nose to spite your face, I suppose. People are telling me that Gorkon is the name of a Klingon from a Star Trek movie. Okay, well, I was close. It was a sci-fi movie, you know, evil space armada type person. Okay, I don't know who this person is, but New Fate 26 sends us a story. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, New Fate. I'm going to pick a different one that'll have more.
I noticed how Scribe just completely skipped over my story.
No, I'm going right down the list.
Yours is probably at the top of the list at the moment.
Okay, after this one, I will scroll back to the top because I'm going down in order as I see them and only picking one per person to start off with. This one is, New Fate 26. Parkland survivor David Hogg says he's been the target of 7 assassination attempts.
I saw this story.
Oh, fuck off.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard. Let's see. Parkland shooting survivor David Hogg said, which is still kind of a specious title for him, said he has been the target of 7 assassination attempts in the last year. The vocal supporter of gun control legislation detailed his experiences throughout the last 18 months as he went from regular high school student to one of the faces of the school's safety movement in an interview with the Washington Post published Tuesday. He was not asked for further details about the threats. That's because the Washington Post are journalists, not investigators. That's my addition to the thing. Regarding the death threats and assassination attempts, Hogg said that killing him would be, quote, the stupidest thing they could do to try and end the movement, unquote.
What movement?
Bowel movement? Quote, because that would make it even more successful in the end, Hogg told the Post, because it would invigorate us and create fucking change, unquote. So you are a virtual martyr while you're still alive. All right. Just making sure. The 19-year-old activist is slated to attend Harvard in the fall, even though Kyle Kashev isn't, after graduating from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School last May and taking a year off. Oh. As a senior, Hogg experienced the mass shooting at his high school that claimed the lives of 14 students and 3 staff members on February 14th, 2018. Quote, honestly, I realize that it's horrible that I have to live through this, and it is traumatizing, Hogg said. But you eventually become
the date on this?
This is 5 hours ago.
All right.
Yep. So poor guy. Poor David.
So all I'm getting from that is nobody's paid real attention to him in a couple of days. So
7 assassination attempts. Right.
So what, did they catch someone outside his window with a fucking rifle?
Yeah.
So where are the people who were arrested for this?
Breaking news. Okay, so Sinatra and a couple other people have sent this to us, but I'll read Sinatra's version just because I'm
Thank you.
biased like that. Breaking news. Despite what he said earlier, Mueller to testify publicly on July 17th following a subpoena. They still subpoenaed him. He's going to sit there and say nothing or just repeat what he already said unless he decides to go back on what his announcement was. Robert Mueller will testify before Congress on July 17th after House Democrats issued a subpoena for his appearance, a move that paves the way for a reluctant special counsel to answer questions publicly for the first time about his 22-month investigation into President Donald Trump. So you're taking a guy that stood before everybody and said, this is what I got to say. I have nothing more to say besides this, and it'd be a waste of time for anybody to call me up to testify. I want to go back to being a retired individual. Hey, old man, you don't get to do what you want to do. We're gonna grill you anyway. The House Judiciary and Intelligence Committees announced Tuesday that Mueller had agreed to testify after they issued subpoenas for his testimony, and Mueller would appear in public before the 2 panels next month. Quote, Americans have demanded to hear directly from the special counsel, we already did, so they can understand what he and his team examined, uncovered, and determined about Russia's attack on our democracy, the Trump campaign's acceptance and use of that help, and President Trump and his associates' obstruction of the investigation into that attack, unquote. Okay, if the American people would take the time to read the report, they could figure it out for themselves. House Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler and House Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff said in a joint statement. Great. Waste of time.
Yeah, they're going to build this up like, oh, Mueller's finally testifying. Trump is finally defeated, guys. We did it. And he's going to get up and go, yeah, I don't have anything to say. I just kind of came here because you people wouldn't leave me alone. And they're going to go, Mueller is part of the problem. He's working with the Russians, too.
I think Mueller is a Russian. He looks Russian to me.
Yeah, he does.
And that name, come on, what does Mueller mean?
I made a mistake, guys.
I'm pretty sure that's Cuban for comrade.
Thank you, Dark Shade. Dr. Pepper 10's ad campaign slogan. What?
Lol XD.
Dr. Pepper 10's ad campaign. I don't know what that means.
Okay, guys, real quick. I clicked on the Wayfair walkout hashtag. It was bad, but this was one of the tweets that I saw. As a property manager, vacation rental host, and son of refugees until I see evidence that Wayfair and all other brands are no longer profit off the incarceration of juveniles and other vulnerable immigrants. They will no longer profit from my business.
Oh no.
Choosing to not do business to own the government?
To own Trump.
Thank you, Darkshade. Google it.
In the middle of a show.
Google Dr. Pepper. I know what Dr. Pepper is. I don't understand. What does it mean? Okay, Dr. Pepper.
Satsu, what is
10.
the hashtag?
Dr. Pepper 10. Oh, ooh, it's all gray and all like gunmetal gray sleek. What is it? Dr. Pepper 10. Caffeine and Dr. Pepper 10. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. And I don't have time to look it up. 10, it's only a 10-calorie version of Dr. Pepper.
That they put that fucking shit the T1000 was made of in it?
Yeah, so it's Diet Dr. Pepper with a different name, kind of, I guess. Or it does have caffeine. I don't know. I'm going to do one more story just because if this is actually anywhere near being true, this is such bullshit. This one comes from Nitra Martin. 7-year-old Avengers Endgame star asks fans to stop bullying her and her family.
I saw this.
This is 7-year-old actress Lexi, it's either Rabe or Rabe, I don't know which, has been the victim of bullying online and out in public. Rabe portrayed Tony Stark's daughter in Avengers Endgame and made Marvel Cinematic Universe fans from all over the world tear up with her I love you 3000 line. Hello?
They're just shooting outside. I don't know.
Oh, okay. On her personal Instagram account, which is run by her mother, Jessica, the young actress posted a video where she is explaining her behavior out in public and stating that she is not perfect. This is really not something any 7-year-old... Sorry?
I said, of course it's the dickbag bikers setting off fireworks.
Oh, okay. This is really not something any 7-year-old should have to be doing. Jessica Rabe, or Rabe, what it is, does not go into any specific instances of the bullying in her lengthy message posted at the bottom of Lexi's video. She insinuates that people have treated them badly in public, possibly for not stopping to give autographs. She also insinuates Alexandra Rachel Rabe is starting to become self-conscious in public due to this bullying. As for the cyberbullying, it looks like Jessica and Lexi's followers have gone through and reported all of the negative comments, at least according to one fan who has been keeping track. And the author says something that is absolutely true. Anyone who feels the need to bully a 7-year-old girl should really get themselves straightened out. Yeah. The fuck. Just watch, because at this point, you know, Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye, all those guys are going to come down on you like a ton of fucking bricks.
I watched a Quarterings video on this, and he said that it might have something to do with the script for Ironheart not being already pushed into a movie. That's one of the things that people were asking her about. Like, she's 7, dude. What?
What? She's not going to play that. I forget. If she did play that character, they'd be calling her whitewash. Anyway, bullshit. Don't. Yeah, and this is part of the reason also why I don't do videos where like a TEDx talk where like it's a TEDx youth talk or something, because it's like they're kids. They don't
know shit.
They don't know shit, especially if, I mean, at least in the TEDx talks, they're teenagers or just quasi almost to college age or something. Fucking 7-year-old guys, get a fucking life. Jesus. Anyway. Yeah, and like Maniac Man says, Ironheart is at least a teenager. So what? Yes, maybe 7-8 years down the line.
They don't harass her about playing Ironheart. Oh. They harass her about not knowing who will play Ironheart.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to move on from that, guys, onto YouTube time. Thank you so much for all the stories. Sorry I didn't get to everything, but, you know, we're talkative for some reason. That's what we do on here. I'll go first because it's brief. I found a video where the opening line is, I want to talk about racism. Let me make it brief. Let me give you an overview. Racism is to white people as hip-hop is to black people.
What, not theirs?
Yeah, I was like, to racism.
Anyway, that was the opening line of this person's quote unquote argument towards how can non-white people be racist. It's a brief video. I'm still looking at it. It's so gobbledygook. I don't even know if I want to dig into it, but yeah, there you go. That's about as much as I did. I looked at some other stuff too. There was an interview with Beto O'Rourke on The Root, which was enlightening. If you can imagine Beto O'Rourke on The Root, the first like couple of questions were, the how are we going to beat Donald Trump, or like the theme of this campaign season is beat Donald Trump. How are we going to do that? Now, I wanted to pause it there and say, a smart politician would say, this election isn't about beating Donald Trump. It's about offering better ideas to the American people that are currently at hand. No, he went into, we have to start a movement. Like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Everything's a movement.
And then he brought up, he says, now, one point earlier in the campaign, you said you were born to be president. You know, that kind of set some people off and everything else. And then the interviewer, to his credit, just stopped. He just quoted him and then stopped and looked at him. And Beto O'Rourke said, well, obviously I wasn't born to be president. And I'm like, you fucking... you can't get out of that one, can you? It's actually a very entertaining. He drones on at points. If I decide to do something on that, I'll have to edit it down heavily because it's like a 40-minute long interview. But man, Beto is something else. Anyway, that's what I quote unquote did today. Sinatra, what have you been up to?
I put a video out on the main channel today, and I am in the final stages of the next creepypasta. So that should be up tomorrow at some point.
Now, your creepypasta channel just had a milestone, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, just broke 10,000 over there.
That is
Congrats,
crazy.
dude.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure, I forgot to do it before the show because I wasn't sure Sinatra was going to show up, but I'll put a link to Sinatra's main channel and his creepypasta channel in the description, so it should be there relatively shortly. Anything else or upcoming?
Nope, just a story. It's called Shell Shock. It's a good one.
All right. Satsu, what have you been up to?
Pretty busy today. I recorded 5 videos for 2 cents a play.
Jesus.
I was on a roll today. I did 2 videos for Fam 2 cents. And I recorded a video today also for Satsu 2 cents. So
Do you do face cam like I told you?
I didn't do face cam. In light of this particular topic, also for whatever reason, I've been having some issues with using my face cam. I think I might have to for whatever the Camtasia 9 that I've been using. They don't have any integrated way to use your webcam, which is odd because the previous one does. So I might have to actually go back to using the old Camtasia for face cam videos, which I kind of don't want to know.
You might have better luck using an actual camera and syncing the audio up.
That's a pain in the ass, and I don't.
I know you got to do the.
Yeah, fuck that. That is a pain in the ass. Plus, I don't have an actual camera, so we'll see about face cam. It's something I definitely want to do. You know, I was looking into it because like I said, I'm going to start doing videos again, but we'll see. I didn't release the video today because I'm still on the fence about it because it was about what happened today or what happened recently with the YouTuber or whatever. And I was just on the fence about releasing it because I'm like, do I really want to
stuff?
Huh?
The Veritas stuff?
No, the YouTuber that died.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't know if I want to really. Do I need to throw my hat in there and talk about this? I don't really need to now. But it was just something that I was thinking about at the time. But I'm like, nah, we'll see. We'll see. So I'm sitting on that one for now. But other than that, yeah, I've been very busy today. I got a lot of videos done, and I actually plan on recording maybe 5 or 6 more videos tomorrow because I got a series going on 2 cents plus and some other stuff happening. So very busy. I'm sticking to my word and what I said, and content will be flowing in a moment. So get ready.
Cool. And Monkey.
Oh God, Monkey in the Morning we did this morning where Sinatra was there with me. I appreciate the assist, my friend.
Always.
And then I worked on a video, and then I went on to Bloodwing's show, and by the end of that one, I was just tired and sore. So I went and laid down and woke up about 15 minutes before this show. So I'm doing a video on this crazy bitch accusing Trump of the rapes.
Oh, jeez.
Because that story it actually infuriates me a little bit that
You
the
saw
press
that-
is.
You saw that Anderson Cooper deal?
I did, and we said when we first read this, you know, that her story itself was kind of unbelievable.
Yeah.
At least the way it was told, and then you see her talk, and it's like, oh my God, she's insane.
And she also is she still actively doing that advice column?
I don't know if she is or not. They list her as a columnist for whatever it was.
Elle magazine, yeah.
So I'm not sure if she is or not, but she's insane, and they're pushing her because they hate Donald Trump. That's sickening. But yeah, that's what I'm working on. I'm probably about halfway done with that. We'll see when I get it finished.
All right. Let's see. Also, guys, remember tomorrow, at least this is the sketchy plan, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Tomorrow is the first of 2 Democratic debates. The plan we have is we're going to do a live running commentary to the live broadcast of said debate. You won't be able to see the debate on here on the show itself. You'll have to like sync it up with the actual broadcast. We'll put a link there to whatever we're streaming on.
This is why I said, well, offered. It's up to you guys. I could run it through my OBS to your channel. So everything will be yours except for the OBS.
Well, like I say, that's up to Monkey. My only sort of paranoid thing is that whatever broadcaster we end up going with is going to end up copyrighty claiming the whole thing for visuals, and so I don't know. That's the thing.
The last time I streamed a debate, no copyright.
All right. Well, like I say, either way, whatever we decide to do on that score, I think the plan is to start a half hour earlier, just to have a pregame show and get everybody squared up before we start the actual commentary, so we're not starting immediately. So just keep in mind for that. Watch Twitter for announcements as we proceed, and we'll figure that out tomorrow. With that said, fuckatry time.
I'll get with you on that, Monkey.
I had something. Hold on a second. Let me pull up my wonderful world of Twitter, because God knows that's where I put everything. Where'd it go? This new Twitter interface, they switch it up. It screws me all up. I don't know what's going on anymore.
I got the option to upgrade to the new interface, but I didn't do it.
Oh, it just the app just automatically updated and threw everything off for me. Oh, that's what I want to mention. The Steam summer sale's on. Oh my God! Watch out for your wallets. So I have purchased a couple of games that were ridiculously discounted. I got, just on a whim, Watch Dogs 1 and 2 for $16 total, and then a sort of Hotline Miami-esque cyberpunk game called Ruiner, which I've seen several people play. It looked kind of cool. And I was also offered by Steam a bundle pack of some anime, sexy anime girl games for all of 57 cents or something. Like 7 games for 57 cents. And I was like, I don't even know if it's worth it at that price. But yeah, so if you have money to burn, there are some ridiculous discounts there on Steam right now. And I think this lasts through next Wednesday or something like that. But either way, other than that, I know I had other things. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry, I got to get through this. So we talked about that. No. Oh, so there's been this, I think it was mostly the Washington Post. They've been putting out this series of editorials today talking about the dangers of edited or manipulated news pieces and how you have to be wary. And then those are stories about how to spot, BS news, et cetera, et cetera. And people have been having a field day tweeting back to the Washington Post all the fucking bullshit they've been putting out over the years. Fake stories, half-baked plot lines, whatever else. I think Satsu did one, didn't you?
Yeah, the fucking Covington kids, and I didn't even think about. I forgot about PewDiePie. I'm just like, come on, stop it.
Yeah.
Let it the fuck out.
And also, I saw I think Monkey might have mentioned this too. The New York Times ad going up on Twitter saying, get a subscription for expert news reporting. And I tweeted back to them, tell me again about Nikki Haley's curtains.
Right?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, tell me again about the price of Nikki Haley's curtains. So yeah, I think that's about all I had. I think everything else has been mentioned in one way, shape, or form. So, Satsu, what kind of fuckatry do you got?
Well, I took a peek over on the Wayfair thing and saw a couple things over there, but that's just gonna piss me off. Let me see. There was something else immediately that caught my attention that I was talking about earlier. That somebody actually like the story about the YouTuber that died. Man, that derailed a lot of shit. Angry Joe. There was a thing with Angry Joe, where he put up a post that said, "Fight for common sense. Get called the SJW Joe." Opens accuser profile, sees a barrage of liked and shared posts from Trump and the right. Get called the new red-pilled gamer, who now bashes SJWs. Open accuser profile, sees likes shared from AOC and the left. Fuck my life. And basically, I was like, dude, this is an unwinnable game that you are trying to play right now. You need to just do you. Stay away from the fringes on each side. As long as you're true to yourself, you're real. He will stay by you. Don't get caught up in the extremes on either side. It is never worth it. And just call out whatever bullshit you want. Because at the end of the day, man, from what I've seen, based on my observations, if you are being unbiased for the most part and calling out dumb shit literally anywhere, every time you see something dumb, no matter where it comes from, you call it out, then you will absolutely 100% receive hate from the extremes on both sides. Like, there's no avoiding it. Somebody's going to hate you from either side at any given moment because you talk about everything and not just cherry picking or picking something. So I'm like, don't worry about that shit, dude. And a lot of people get caught up in that and they're like, oh, I do this, I get called this, and I do that, I get called that. I'm like, who cares? It's usually from people who don't consume your content. People who are like overly judgmental and have no fucking idea who you are, but they come in and they start talking to you like they know you and they watch your content. They don't know who the fuck you are. They just don't like the fact that you said one thing one time about the side that they hate. So just ignore that shit. And that pretty much goes for everybody.
I think part of the problem when it comes to that is people just care way too much about what other people say to them.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. That it?
Outside of Boogie putting his foot in his mouth again. Although this time, I don't think he was like in the wrong per se, because apparently the YouTuber who killed himself or whatever, he did a similar thing the year prior, and Boogie had made a kind of just like a lighthearted joke about him still being alive or something like that. And then almost right after is when the news came out that he died, and Boogie felt horrible.
Yeah.
He was shit, dude. Like, and obviously people were jumping down his throat like, you're a fucking monster, you horrible person. How could you say something about a person? And it's just like, calm down. Like, calm the fuck down. It's okay. Everybody handles these situations differently. Some people are a bit more lighthearted because that's the type of way that they, deal with, situations like this. And it's fine. Relax. But yeah, that was all.
All right. Sinatra, what do you got?
Well, during Monkey in the Morning, I started arguing with some dude who like made some quasi threats about showing up to my house.
Oh God, him, yeah.
And then we just started talking about computer shit. So it just went away after we had a thing to bond over, I guess.
Yay, diplomacy.
Other than that, let me pull up my Twitter. Did you buy that hentai game, Scribe?
No, I saw it. It was, what was it called?
Sounds very convincing.
I'm sorry, I'm not convincing you. 57. I mean, if I did, it was only 57 cents.
Oh, there was a guy who put a poll on Twitter, and you guys know how these polls go, right?
Mm-hmm.
It said a Trump poll, hashtag Trump camps. Trump's concentration camps. What say you? Child abuse, torture chambers, violates international law. Good idea / keep it up. Child abuse with 6%.
Jesus.
Torture chambers with 3%. Violates international law with 5%. And good idea, keep it up with 86%.
Oops.
And that is of 12,000 votes. And he replied to that tweet and he said, "Dear resistors, please help fix the results of this poll." So I retweeted it.
Oh my
Please
god.
help fix the result, dear resistors. Come and artificially manipulate this poll, please, to make it go in my favor.
And I guess the only other fucketry I have is I follow this prawn star named Alex Blake, and some guy was giving her shit, and he said, if you can't figure out why words are mansplaining or womansplaining, you're stupid. And she just thought that was hilarious. That's about it.
Thank you, Sanguine. Just start deporting them to random countries. Oh, jeez.
You're Mexican, but we're sending you over here to Guatemala.
No, you're Guatemalan. We're going to send you over to Norway.
Send them all to Canada.
Oy.
Yeah.
Okay, Monkey, what do you have for us?
Oh, we
Actually,
talked about. Go ahead.
sorry. RJ in the chat says porn stars are turning into SJWs. Nah, this one is super red pilled. She's pretty cool. God.
I think we've talked about everything with the stories we did, man.
Oh, all right. Well,
Because I had Cortez. Let's see, Crazy Lady. The only thing you can win $1,000 a month from Andrew Yang.
That's pretty
because he wants to prove that his $1,000 a month is a great idea, which is fine. But that little contest he's running is nonsense, because if he got his $1,000 a month, what is it? Universal basic income.
yes.
It strips away all other entitlement programs.
I think it could work if you strip away cash assistance as it is, except for Social Security. It could work.
Well, and that's fine, but what he needs to do is be honest about it. He needs to be right up front and say, "Look, I'm going to take your food stamps and cash assistance and everything else, but I'll give you $1,000 a month," because that's honest. What he's saying is, "I'm going to give you $1,000 a month," and then way down in the fine print it says, "By the way, all the other money you get from the government's going away." Just be honest about it, man. That's all.
I wouldn't even be upset about that, though. Like, I mean, and it'll be really telling to see the people who do get mad, because you're like, these are people who are gaming the system. Anybody who's not gaming the system would not be upset with that deal.
Well, actually, for a lot of people, that would be a downgrade.
Oh, yeah, for some people, yeah, depending on what they're getting and why.
Vampire the Masquerade is on sale.
It is. But if there's a family out there, they're getting, $600-700 in food stamps, actual welfare, actual help with housing, all of that stuff goes away, and they're only getting $1,000 in return. The people who, somebody like me, $1,000 a month would be like, hey, yeah, that is really helpful. Somebody who's getting $1,200, $1,500, $2,000 a month in help from the government, yeah, that ain't gonna work so good for them.
Thank you, Sanguine. Enrique, you're going to Chad. Jorge enjoys Zimbabwe. Carlos, looks like you're going to France. Oh, I'm sorry, Juan, Syria.
Oh, poor Juan.
All right. Is that it, Monkey?
That's it.
Well,
All right.
I talked about this before.
All right. No, go ahead.
It was a little entitlement anecdote. I've talked about this before. When I had first lost my job, I went to go apply for food stamps, and
Mhm.
I got denied. But the lady I took with me, because she needed a ride up there, she got approved for, I think it was over $2,000 in food stamps. So those people are not going to be happy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cryptic. Let's deport everybody to Canada. Justin wants them. Oh, yeah, he does. All right. Well, per tradition, it's Mad Lib time. I've picked out a Mad Lib chat for your edification. If you want to participate in the Mad Lib, you have 3 options to suggest. Remember, just put one chat message each for each option, and be sure to tag it with what it is so I can see it easily as I scroll through. So your contributions could be plural noun number 2, a type of liquid, and a verb. Just a regular old verb. So plural noun number 2, a type of liquid, and a verb. So we'll start out with
their beard on the microphone.
Not me.
I'm not even close to mine.
Yep, I got my pop. I'm about a foot away from the thing. Let's see. So Sinatra, I need an adjective.
Suddenly forgets all adjectives.
Forgetful.
Yes, forgetful. Perfect.
There you go. Satsu, I need an adjective.
Decapitated.
Jesus. All right. Monkey, I need an adjective.
Incontinent.
All right. Sinatra, I need another adjective.
Inexplicable.
Inexplicable. Okay. Satsu, I need an adjective.
Inhabitable.
Able. Okay. And monkey, last one I need as far as adjectives, I need an adjective.
Dripping.
There you go. Let's see. Now, Sinatra, I need an adverb.
That's ly, correct?
Generally, yes.
Drippily.
Okay, drippily. Satsu, I need a noun.
We'll do Sinatra.
All right. Let's see. Monkey, I need a noun.
Giraffe penis.
Okay. Sinatra, I need a number.
69.
69. Satsu, I need a past tense verb.
Annihilated.
Ooh. And monkey, lastly, I need a plural noun.
Titties.
All right. Now on to chat. Let's find a plural noun from chat. Data Wasteland says meat flaps. Okay, you got it.
Oh, God.
A type of liquid. Check Your Logic says lemonade. This is going to be something else. Lemonade. And lastly, a verb, a regular old verb. Jacob Jet says castrate. Sounds good.
Does it? Does that sound
Well,
good?
for the sake of this, it might be, because this one's called yuppies.
right.
Yuppies are also called Sinatra boomers. They were born after World War 69. You can identify them by their forgetful hair, annihilated skirts, and drippily decapitated shoes. They are castrate-aholics make lots of money, and have incontinent taste. They dine at the most inexplicable restaurants, eat fresh giraffe penis, formerly known as spaghetti.
Oh, wow.
That's great. And always order mineral lemonade. They all sport glasses, even if they have inhabitable vision. They know a little bit about everything, and so tend to have dripping taste. Yuppies are really just hippies that decided it was better to make titties, not meat flaps.
Oh. All right.
That went together way better than I thought it could have.
A couple of lines there actually worked pretty well, yeah. All right. We think we can do one more in the next 5 or 6 minutes?
Probably. I just want to go on record as I'm not eating giraffe penis, no matter what you call it.
Yeah, okay.
Is that good?
Okay. Hopefully I haven't done this one before. Okay, so chat, here are your 3 options. I need a geographical location, a plural noun, number 1, and a plural noun, number 2. So geographical location, plural noun, number 1, plural noun, number 2. All right, Sinatra, I need a number.
3.
Satsu, I need an adjective.
Deceased.
Ooh, okay. Monkey, I need an adjective. There's going to be several of these guys, so get your adjective minds going.
Hard.
Sinatra, I need a adjective.
You threw me for a loop there. You thought you were going to say something else.
No, I just said there's going to be several adjectives, so get your adjective minds ready.
Uneventful.
Uneventful. Okay. Satsu, I need an adjective.
Cracked.
Monkey, I need an adjective.
Sticky.
Satsu, I need an adjective. I'm sorry, Sinatra. I did it again.
Unbelievable.
Oh, sorry.
Unbelievable.
Let's see. Satsu, I need an adjective.
It's a lot of fucking adjectives.
Well, this is the last one.
Discombobulated.
Okay.
Is that a word? I don't know.
If Drippely's a word, discombobulated should be.
Well, certainly not a word, but
all right. Monkey, I need an adverb.
Let's just go slowly.
Okay. Sinatra, I need an article of clothing.
Thong.
Okay. Satsu, I need an article of clothing.
G-string.
Not much of a difference, but okay. And lastly, Monkey, I need a geographical location.
Your mama's house.
Yo mama's house. All right, chat. Looking for a geographical location. Devil Fruit Zero says Wisconsin. All right. Wisconsin.
Shock.
Plural noun number 1. Ebony Williams says eyelashes. Okay. And plural noun number 2. Atheist Icon says fluffers. Sounds good. All right, so here we go. This is called Weather Report. Good evening, ladies and eyelashes. Let's take a look at the weather picture. Right now, the temperature is 3 degrees, and there are deceased winds coming from the west.
Oh, God.
However, according to a report just received, a hard front is moving down from Canada. This slowly moving mass of uneventful air is headed directly for Yo Mama's house and should result in a cracked pressure area over Wisconsin. Tomorrow, we can expect temperatures in the sticky 40s. Also, it will generally be unbelievable and discombobulated with a chance of a scattered fluffers near the coast. If you are going out, be sure and wear your thong and a heavier G-string just in case.
Wow.
That worked way too well.
Yeah, some of these work way too well. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for your contributions to that. We'll do another Mad Lib probably on Friday, just because I seem to have adopted this as part of my shtick, short of there being anything else going on. Let me just save these off. I'll post them both to Twitter in the near future for your continued reference. But with that, guys, we're on to question time, chat time. If you have questions for us, either let's see, how do I usually say it? Questions, comments, conspiracy theories, complaints. If you have something you'd like to tell us about, I don't know, a politician that has used campaign funds to sleep with you, I'd be interested in hearing that one. Otherwise, you have questions for us directly, put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have statements you'd like us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. And with that, Pyrus Creed says, Sinatra, who was the porn star again? Because they want to follow them and look up her porn.
Hold on.
Something Blake.
Alex Blake.
Alex Blake. Let's see. Ebony Williams says, peaches or plums?
Peaches.
Peaches. Toasted Network, Scribe Light. If your partner gave birth and the baby ended up being from a different race, how would you react? Is it Klingon?
Yeetus the fetus.
How would I react? Well, I would obviously know that somebody was cheating on me, unless I got involved with them when they were already pregnant, I guess. I don't know.
See, I have a dilemma because if my baby comes out a different race, I can't necessarily get mad right away because I don't know what the fuck squishy is. So I'm just like, that baby could be anything. No idea.
Okay. Motto Winter, Lords of the Night, isn't a G-string less fabric than a thong? Yes, it is. I mean, by all measurements, so to speak, it is. I was just being facetious.
Thong.
It does, yeah, it does depend on the thong or the design. Quinn the Cultist, Lords of the Night, what's your favorite cereal? New England clam chowder, right, Monkey?
What?
I got it.
Not all soup is cereal.
All right,
I have
what's
to
your
explain
favorite?
these rules to people. No wonder nobody thinks that's real.
I'd probably say either Frosted Flakes or Rice Krispies. Those are the ones I ate the most as a kid.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Oh shit. It's either gonna be Trix, Honeycomb, or Cocoa Pebbles.
Wow. Satsu,
What was the question? I'm sorry. I was like clearing my throat.
what's your favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal? Weirdly enough, it's Raisin Bran Crunch.
Yeah, you need your fiber.
I love it.
Let's see. Jet Gunsky says something about a thing he wants me to plug. Moonshock says, question for Sinatra, where do you get the source material for your creepypastas?
Usually Reddit, but sometimes I'll get it from the Creepypasta wiki.
Okay. Let's see. Golden Bonnie says pineapple on pizza? Question mark. Sure. Depends on the other toppings, but yeah, I mean, if it's Canadian bacon, pineapple, I'm fine. I don't care that much about it.
Yeah,
Dude.
whatever.
Like 2 weeks ago, we ordered pizza from one of the local places, and it was a ham and pineapple.
Hmm.
And the piece I got didn't have any ham on it,
Oh,
so it was just pineapple pizza. That is nasty.
yeah, I could survive.
It's okay with the ham, but by itself, it is not good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Check your logic. If train A leaves Wisconsin at 70 miles per hour and train B leaves Wisconsin at 60 miles per hour, how long will? Oh, that's an ad for something. Promo. I'm not going to read. And then Jack Gunsky says, "No ad, but could you just say the names Ghastly and Peach Bailey?"
No.
Okay. Are you then going to take that soundbite and edit me into some kind of ad or something? That'd be funny. RJ Bands with Scribe Light. What is Sinatra's favorite joke? Anything dealing with a stroke. I don't know why you're asking me, but that's my answer.
I'm gonna have to say probably Carlin's bit on political. No, anything Patrice O'Neill has ever done. That's my favorite.
That's a good answer. My chat jumped. Sorry, guys, chat jumped. If I missed your question, please repost it. Toasted Network says, not saying you hold this. Well, there's a preamble if I ever read one. But what is the logic to believing baby in the womb has no worth, but a baby out of the womb has unlimited, I assume, rights or something? Well, that comes down to the question of when does a fetus become a person with rights? And that's philosophically all over the place. Different people have different definitions. Thank you, Non-Vitae Rex. Beta Ray Bill, I like where your head's at, Scribe. Who would you cast as his voice actor? Oh, if they had to replace Thor? Yeah, if they introduced Beta Ray Bill, I don't think they could call it a Thor movie, but if they, did something like that. Voice actor for Beta Ray Bill. Somebody with a really, really good voice. I'd get the guy who does Batman's voice and ask him to do a different kind of voice. Give him some range. Huh?
In the cartoons or Christian?
Yeah, the original. What's his name? Kevin Conroy. If they got Kevin Conroy to do a variant voice for Beta Ray Bill with a little bit of an accent on it, I think that'd be good. Because I've never heard him do a voice other than Batman, so I really want to see him get some range out of it. And having somebody from the DC universe come over and cross over into that'd be great. But they'll probably hire like Zach Galifianakis or something. So,
kind of completely off topic, but any Supernatural fans knows this is the last season coming up, and it's because the guy who plays Dean, Jensen Ackles, is going to work for DC.
Doing what?
He's supposed to be, I forget who, but he's supposed to be someone in the DC universe.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, there's still like everybody's debating like who should Keanu Reeves be in the DC or in the Marvel universe, and I'm kind of like, somebody said Moon Knight, and I'm like, that would be good if fucking John Wick ended up being Moon Knight, because then Keanu would be forced to have range. He'd have to play all the different personalities depending on the moon. That'd be great.
I would say keep him with what he does best, Punisher.
No, see, he's too pretty looking. He's not. No. And besides with that's typecasting. You got to give him something else to do. I think you can't because then you just be John Wick the Punisher. That doesn't quite jive to me. Because he's too tall and lanky for the Punisher. That's in my opinion. I mean, I could be proven wrong. I don't think John Barenthal looked bad in the part per se. He was just given a shittily written version of the Punisher.
The first season was really watchable. I really liked the first season.
I've got a whole video talking about why that season sucked, but I'll
have to watch it.
Yeah, I think I explained the core problem with the character as established both in Daredevil season 2 and then into the first season of the Punisher in the first 15 minutes pretty well. That's in my opinion. Let's see. Okay, Matt Winter, how is Monk's former fetus maker? Jesus.
It's good, thanks.
Ebony Williams, ripped skinny jeans or leggings on women? It depends on the woman, but I would probably say leggings.
I want ripped skinny jeans on Tess Holiday.
Oh, Lord. You could probably find it. Probably exists.
I like leggings just because they're easier to get into.
And you could see the panty lines.
Just get that hand right in there.
Yep, there's nothing left to the imagination with a good pair of leggings.
Yep.
Let's see. Attack Alpaca, what do you put in your coffee? I don't drink coffee, so nothing.
Nothing.
If I'm drinking hot coffee, I just drink it black.
The blood of the innocent.
There you go. Let's see. Harvest Marvel Scribe Light, enjoying Grim Dawn so far. Reminds me of Diablo or Torchlight. Not liking the crashes every single time I try to adjust graphics up or down. Any other tips? I had never experienced that, but I never had to mess with the graphics that much. So
I missed the first part of that question.
The what?
The first part of that question.
enjoying Grim Dawn so far. Reminds me of Diablo or Torchlight. Not liking the crashes every single time I try to adjust graphics. I've done. Any other tips? Well, as far as like playing the game, tips are experiment with the different combinations of classes. There's a great little website you can go on. It's just Google Grim Tools, and someone has set up basically a virtual interface where you can go in and you can look at all the classes and all of the skill trees, and you can do sort of a virtual build of a character and look at all the different powers and how things might relate to one another. The best tip I have in general is pick a theme for your character insofar as like damage or what you're going to focus on, and specialize in that. So if you want to make a character that is focused purely on flame damage, you want to be like a demolitionist and maybe an occultist. If you want to do lightning damage, you probably want to go for an arcanist and a shaman, because really that's what you want to do. Is you want to be specialized in something, and the various damage types can cross over with the different classes, or depending on what equipment you get or what celestial constellations you invest in, you'll learn about those as you go. So that's my one big advice. I made a character I called the Leper, and I focus specifically on having Bloody Pox, which is on the occultist class, and the Devouring Swarm, which is a power you get in the Shaman class, because these two powers basically infect the different enemies, and they do damage over time without you having to attack directly. And so I just focused on those two powers, and I slayed everything. It was great. So yeah, focus on something specific. Don't spread your skill points out too far unless you know what you're doing. And yeah, that's my best sort of simple advice to playing that game. Jump down again.
Real quick, get your video settings where you want them and don't mess with them again.
I would say try to verify the game properties.
There you go. That too. Jack Gunsky, why won't you read Moonshock's GoFundMe? I'm using my shilling for good. Don't you understand? I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Chat's jumping all over the place, guys. I'm talking too long and chat jumps. I apologize. Moonshock, you need to tweet that out again. I'll retweet it. I've lost the link since then. Data Wasteland and Check Your Logic. Oh my God, is it true? Speaking of peaches, Scribe, did you know tonight Jack Gunsky is having Peach, Bailey, and Ghastly on Jackbox Games? Now I do, and so does everyone else. Remember, guys, Jack Gunsky's channel. After this, you can watch Jackbox Games with Peach, Bailey, and Ghastly, which is quite the lineup.
Almost worth going on.
Oh. RJ Bansma at Peter, should we get Beavis and Butthead? What? I don't know what that means. Frosted Glass, if timed right, could a lightsaber deflect a blast from the Death Star? No. The answer is no.
I think it would just like split it enough to where the laser beam is just split, but you still get hit, and so does whatever's behind you.
I think just the concussive force of the blast before it even came at you would probably obliterate you.
And the lightsaber.
Nonsense. Size is nothing when it comes to the Force. Yoda taught me that.
Yeah, well.
This is why you fail.
Yeah. Let's see, Old Grouchy Gamer. Did anyone notice AOC's photographer said he made the pictures of AOC at the border?
Yeah. Instead of saying he took the pictures, he said he made the pictures.
I see. Yeah. No, those are the most fake staged pieces of whatever propaganda I think I've seen in a while. That was pretty bad. Lords of the Night from Captain's Dogs. Strongest and girliest drinks you order at a bar. Well, I don't think most girly drinks are that strong. I think the girliest drinks I've had at a bar were amaretto sour and a apple martini.
I either order an old-fashioned rum and Coke or beer.
Yeah.
I love myself a good pina colada.
If you like pina colada.
Daiquiris are wonderful.
Oh, yeah, daiquiri's good.
Strongest? I don't know. I don't care that they're girly drinks because they taste good.
Satsu. Oh, sorry.
I don't often go to the bar, but when I do, 90% of the time, I'm getting Fireball and apple red.
Bull.
Yeah.
Jack Gunsky says, Sinatra, would you like to come on the show? Scribe Light, ask him, please.
Jack, tweet me. I'll get back to you on that.
Let's see. Scribe Light, is Monkey's ego the size of Spain? No, it's the size of Antarctica.
You putting you normal people put limits on this kind of thing. It is like the universe. What are you talking about?
Universe. Cynical Lindsay says, pardon me, do you have any gray poop on? Yeah, and I was like, when I was a kid, I was like, why would you want gray poop on mustard?
Kids are fun.
Yeah, I am. I was.
Kids are stupid.
Not anymore. I was that too. Let's see. Do it, Sanute, says Gorbag.
Sinatra child number 1 has he's constipated, so I had to take him to get an X-ray, and you could see the big hunk of poop in his belly.
Oh, no.
So Sinatra child number 1 for 2 days, to walk around to everyone he met, he would go, "Hi, I have a big hunk of poop in my belly."
Nice.
That's great.
There you go, boy.
Cynical Lindsay says, "Hi, Scribe." Hi, Lindsay. Brown coat Bose says, "A frozen fuzzy navel is amazing in the summer." I'm assuming you're talking about the drink and not like some fat guy, you know. Let's see. Dark Glass says, "Kids say the darndest things, don't they? Though, don't they?" Cynic says, "Good old fecal impaction." Yeah, barf.
Right.
Let's see. And everybody's saying hi to Jen Maxey. Hi, Jen T Maxey.
Hi, Jim.
Hello, Jen.
Harvest Marvel says, "What do you guys think of AOC's photos at our concentration camps? Fake news, staged propaganda." The end.
The made up captions have been my favorite.
That's true. Those have been funny. Somebody's been like photoshopping in, like she's got her hand on her face and she's looking all dejected and looking down at the ground, and there's like a ice cream cone that's been dropped.
Yeah.
My favorite one was John Bolton's reaction when we didn't go to war.
Oh. Yeah, John
Someone
Bolton.
put Joe Biden behind AOC in the one where she's bent over.
Oh no. Yeah, John Bolton, the guy who said that he would blow up like the top 3 floors of the UN and nothing would change or something. I'm like, oh fuck. That was back during the Bush era, I think. Straight Sith Mail, have you ever heard the tale of Darth Google? Yes.
No, because they kept censoring everyone who talked about it.
That's true. Don't mention Google or else you get zapped. Willett Ford says, "Buttery nipple is good. Drink is okay too." Ha 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 ha. And if you ever saw the movie Exit to Eden, and why would you have? There's a literal buttery nipple scene if you wait long enough. Let's see.
I got a question for you guys.
Yes.
Favorite celebrity nude in a movie?
Oh, sentimentally speaking, probably Charlie Sprague in Puppet Master 2. But more modern, it's not a movie, a TV show, True Detective, Alexandria Daddario, completely nude. Oh, she is the most gorgeous girl in the world.
Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon.
All right.
Man,
Satsu didn't watch movies, so doesn't know.
Yeah, I'm about to say it'll take me a while to go through the archives to remember who the seen naked in.
How about whatever hentai you like best?
Oh boy, how much time we got left?
Yeah, right. Yeah. What about you, Sinatra?
Oh fuck, I don't know. I just think of one on the spot. Actually, you know what? I'd have to say the entire anime knockoff that Scarlett Johansson did. Ghost of the Shell.
Oh, actually, I take it back. There is another sentimental one. There is these pair of movies called Mirror Images. like total softcore thriller movies back in like the late 80s, early 90s or something. I forget what her name was, but whoever she was that was in the sequel, Mirror Images 2, because it was one actress that played twin sisters. Oh man, that opening scene or two. Oh,
Oh, and obligatory tri-tits from that one Schwarzenegger movie.
Oh, Total Recall.
Yeah.
Mr. Monopoly says, Scribe, what is your favorite Martin Sheen movie? Oh, well, the reflexive answer is probably Apocalypse Now, but I really do like him, as brief as he is in it, in The Dead Zone, even though it's not really a Martin Sheen. It's not like a Martin Sheen vehicle, but he's in it, and I like him in that. So
Martin Sheen.
Yeah, Martin Sheen.
I don't know why I thought you said, what's his face?
What's his face?
Fuck. Charlie Sheen.
Well, favorite Charlie Sheen movies, obviously Hot Shots. So, yeah.
Okay.
Or Wall Street, I suppose. Yeah.
Which Martin was in as well.
Yep, he was. And
he was played Charlie's dad.
He was also in Hot Shots Part 2.
The Departed.
Yeah, so there's a scene in Hot Shots Part 2 where Charlie Sheen's coming down on a boat down the river dressed up. He's dressed up like Rambo, and then coming up from the other direction on a boat is Martin Sheen dressed exactly like it was in Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
And they see each other and they point at each other, and in unison they say, "I love you in Wall Street." It's so good. No one notices Men at Work. Well, Martin Sheen wasn't in Men at Work, but Charlie Sheen was, with Emilio Estevez, one of the few movies they did together, and I love Men at Work. My sister and I watched that when we were kids. We thought it was hilarious. Let's see. Evil One says, Scribe, did you enjoy Alice in Chains Love, Hate, Love Live? Yes. Well, I like I like classic Alice in Chains pretty much regardless, whatever it is, any way, shape, or form. And I also like Mad Season, because just about anything Lane was involved with sounded good and harkened back to Alice in Chains, so I always kind of liked it. Now, Lip Lock Rock is stupid and horrible. It is an Alice in Chains song, or at least an Elaine Staley thing they did beforehand. No, actually, no, it wasn't Alice in Chains, it was the band beforehand. Either way, stupid song, but especially with the horn section. I still love it. I still have a sentimental place for it just because it's Lane singing, but it's awful. Let's see, Angry Illinoisian Monkey, will you be streaming a game tonight?
Probably.
Okay. Let's see.
Watch Twitter, I'll tell you.
Okay. Monopoly says, Sinatra, which TDS-ridden celebrity is your favorite?
Oh, Trump derangement syndrome. That's hard.
I don't know. I think De Niro is probably up there as just one of the most rabid.
Yeah, and he's probably one of the best.
Yeah.
De Niro in The Godfather 2 is just unbeatable. So, yeah, I'll have to say De Niro.
There you go. Quinn the Cultist, Scribe, which elder god would you want to bring into existence? What are you talking about? They already exist. They're manipulating us right now. They have their tendrils right into your brains, and they're telling you what to do. You just don't know it. Oh, sorry. Probably. Let's see. Is Nyarlathotep an elder god, or is he one of the outer god? I forget exactly what how the hierarchy works. If not Nyarlathotep, probably Hastur, because he's attached to Carcosa and the King in Yellow and all that fun stuff, or at least in the more modern tellings of it. If you want some really good modern takes on Lovecraftian stuff, just buy the source book for the role-playing game Delta Green, Countdown, and its supplement Countdown. Even though it's for a tabletop RPG, the things read like novels of modern Lovecraft fiction woven into real life, and they're great just by themselves. Delta Green, get the core book and the Countdown supplement, and you're off to the races. It's great stuff. Let's see. Chicago, my favorite Robin Williams movie. Oh, probably 1 Hour Photo, just because he was a creepy psychopath and it was great. But I mean, as far as his acting stuff, other stuff, Awakenings, probably just for his range. What do you guys think?
Oh God. hell, I don't know.
Good Morning Vietnam, probably.
That was a good one. Sasser the Gray, Scribe Light, Mirror Images 2 lead was Shannon Worry. That's right, Shannon Worry. Oh, she was gorgeous back then, and I believe she had red hair, which I think that's one of the influences on my later in life preferences when it comes to women. Is just the red hair. Let's see. Brown coat bows. Anyone else see loonies in Hollywood having a dramatic reading of the Mueller report? Yeah, we talked about that last night. A whole bunch of people were involved in that. John Lithgow.
Whoa. Lithgow?
Yeah, Lithgow played Trump. Michael Shannon played Manafort, I think it was. Luke Skywalker was in there somewhere. I know there were several other female actresses. Their names escape me at present. A whole bunch of people took part reading different sections of that deal. So, Mr. Scott J87 says the Final Countdown. Oh, is a Martin Sheen movie? Yes, the Final Countdown. That's true. Time traveling battleships into World War II, or Pearl Harbor, at least I think it was. Ebony Williams, Satsu, least favorite anime protagonist.
That would probably have to go to the main character of School Days. That motherfucker is the worst human being ever. He is a piece of shit and was the driving force for every horrible thing that happened in that show.
Check Your Logic asks, who played Redacted? I don't know. That'd be funny if they had somebody off to the side that was just like reading every time a Redacted showed up. Sort of like message. Reference. Mr. Scott, favorite redheads? Oh gosh, Jessica Rabbit. Let's see. Lilith Lust. She's a porn star. Golly gee. Well, yeah, Shannon Worry. Oh, the list could go on forever. I love lots of redheads. Oh, Ruby, the porn star, and Krista Mays, the porn star. A lot of porn stars influenced my redhead fetish. Irie Process is Anne Margaret. Oh, man, Anne Margaret back in the day. What a looker. Chaos Eve says, cough, cough. Well, you're a blonde, though.
Cough, cough, what, Chaos?
You're a blonde. I don't know. 69 Honors, Alicia Witt. Oh, yeah. Back in, what was it? Was she like on Sybil or whatever? And she showed up very briefly with tape on her breasts in 4 Rooms in the Witches segment of that. 4 Rooms is a movie that people don't talk about enough. The Misbehaviors is probably one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen Antonio Banderas do. So good. And those kids in there too. Chaos Eve says, the hell I am. Did Chaos dye her hair or something? Or is she a natural red? I don't know. Every time I've seen her, she's got blonde hair. I don't know. Lucille Ball? Well, not. No, Lucille Ball never was attractive to me. I know she's a redhead, but I never found her attractive. Jill St. John says I probably. Oh, Jill St. John's a good one.
Tormund.
Sorry, what?
Tormund
from
Game of Thrones.
Oh, I never watched Game of Thrones. Chaos Eve, Scribe colorblind. Maybe it's the camera. I don't know. I thought. Am I wrong? Am I completely off base?
Are you fucking with her?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see. Browncoat says, Anne Margaret, clear up to grumpy old man. Good God, she's a beautiful woman. It's true. Yeah, she never really stopped being good looking. Of course, I haven't seen her recently, but.
Laura Prepon.
Sorry, what?
Laura Prepon, the chicken.
Oh yeah. No, she stopped being as attractive to me after I saw her in Orange is the New Black, because that's a very unsexy show.
Dude, 30 seconds in, you see her tits.
I know. But it's not. Yeah. Anyway, Rolling Bear says, Scribe Light, anyone deciding on a safe word should likely avoid harder. You're probably correct. Yes.
Kate Mara.
You want it to be something that completely takes you out of the moment. Kate Mara is good too. Yeah. Kate Mara's good.
Alyssa again. Oh, wow.
Alexander Daddario. Oh, Alexander Daddario. Her eyes could like bore straight through my soul. Oh my god. Check your license. What about her profile picture, Scribe Light? But that's an avatar. That's not the person. I don't know what to tell you.
Gillian Anderson, Emma Stone.
Yeah, Gillian Anderson back in the day. Emma Stone. For some reason I never really. I mean, she's not bad looking. I've never personally had regardless of what her hair color was. Peter Scarlett, what do you think of the redhead in The Devil's Advocate? Isn't that what's her name? That's also on Game of Thrones, or was on Game of Thrones, and in Gladiator. Yeah, no, when she got naked at the end, yeah, she was looking really good. Lena Headey, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Carmen Sandiego says functional. She had brown hair, or at least the depictions I've seen. Oh, functional. Christina Hendricks. Oh, Christina Hendricks. Oh yeah. Oh man. Especially that like what it was like 4 episodes into Mad Men where they're like watching the focus group through the two-way mirror, and she just bends over in front of them like, oh yeah. Anyway, guys, top of the hour and the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for joining us, as you always do. Thank you so much for your questions and the stories you sent and your contributions to Mad Libs. You guys are at least 50% of the show, if not more, and appreciate that. Thank you, everybody thank you, moderators, for keeping an eye on things, even though our audience is the best behaved in the world. And thank you to everyone who donated. I really do appreciate it. It'll all go towards horrible things I'll put in my body, like Jack Daniels and goldfish and Subway sandwiches or something. Remember, guys. Yeah. Somebody's going to say something.
Subway sandwiches are not horrible.
It depends on the Subway. It depends on the sandwich. Remember, guys, per usual, tomorrow night will be on Monkey's channel. However, we are planning to start a little bit earlier to prep for the great debate. So be sure to watch Twitter for announcements, probably shooting for maybe half hour, 20 minutes ahead of time that we'll sort of open things up and get ready. So be sure to follow us on Twitter, or at the very least, subscribe to all of our channels and hit that bell button on the off chance that it actually works. Aside from that, anything else going on? Oh yeah, remember Jack over on Jack Gunsky's channel just after this, Jackbox Games with Beach Bailey and the other person who's Ghastly. That's right. And maybe Sinatra.
Maybe.
And other than that, anything else to plug and or mention before we go?
Nope.
Nah, son.
All right. And remember, guys, down in the description by now, there should be links to Sinatra's main channel and his Creepypasta channel if you're going to check those things out.
Thank you.
And with that, guys, Monkey, Satsu, thank you for joining me as always. Sinatra, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Everyone else, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
And just for the hell of it, today's secret word is redhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.